Welcome to the Holly Area Community Show. I'm Jody on behalf of Reach in Holly, Minnesota. I've got Rodney Haug here in his shop in rural Holly, Minnesota.
Yeah.
Why are we in his shop? Because he's the kaleidoscope guy.
I am the kaleidoscope guy.
He's the only one that I know, right?
I'm not the only one, but I'm one of few.
Well, I really wanted to learn more about what you do because I don't know any kaleidoscope guys, but kaleidoscopes are just so beautiful. And we have one, actually, we had one in Westgate Park that you made.
Yes, I sure did.
And I remember that project, but I can't exactly remember when that was.
When was it? It was about 3 years ago, I think. The whole project took about a year from start to finish, but started with a conversation with somebody on the JCs, and I said, hey, JCs want to sponsor a scope, and that led to a series of meetings, and permission was given. Funds were gathered from the JCs, Women of Today. I forget who else, but there's one other group, I'm sorry. And then Rapid did they did most of the fabrication, and then I did the assembly and installation.
Oh, okay, so you kind of partnered with Rapid on the project.
Yes, they gave us a very good deal on.
Oh, wonderful. And I mean, not a lot of community parks can say that they have a kaleidoscope, so it's been a real enhancement.
As far as I'm concerned, no other city in the United States has a public outdoor kaleidoscope in their park.
That's amazing. That's really cool. And I've never heard of that in the past, so I'm not surprised. But I know the community was very grateful for making it a special park.
I know it was being used because there's usually a ring in the dirt around it. So somebody's using it. I mean,
I bet. Well, let's talk more about how did you get started with something like kaleidoscopes?
Like most things I get involved with, I just kind of stumbled into it. Was dating my wife at the time. We were at the Renaissance Fair. Saw someone selling kaleidoscopes, picked one up, said, I gotta have this, and so I bought one, and I thought, these are pretty cool, so I should collect these, and so I started collecting them, and I have a nice small collection. Then I got married, started farming, and ran out of money to keep collecting them, so I thought, and it seemed like the people selling them were having a good time. I thought, I want to do that, so I did it. I taught myself how to make them, got into the Fargo Street Fair, did that for a number of years, a few other shows, Phelps Mill, made a lot of handheld scopes, and then got into bigger projects.
And how many years ago was that?
That was 22 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
So you've been at it for 22 years.
22 years. So I should know what I'm doing.
You should. So are you able to network with other kaleidoscope makers, or have you? Yeah.
Yeah. I belong to the Brewster Society, which is a national society of artists, collectors, and gallery owners for kaleidoscopes. And they used to have a yearly convention. Now it's going to like every other year. But yeah.
Oh. And the conventions are held across the United States?
Yep, usually on the coasts because there's more kaleidoscope artists per capita on the coasts. But occasionally they get to the heartland. I don't know where the next one will be, but
yeah, maybe in Holly?
I doubt it. I mentioned Minneapolis and I was shot down pretty good.
Okay,
so,
then Holly probably isn't going to make it.
Down on the list.
Well, so you mentioned that you saw the kaleidoscope at the Renaissance Festival. What was it exactly about the kaleidoscope that drew you in?
Color, symmetry. I like flowers. I like colorful things, and I love symmetry. For those of you who remember Peggy Wavers, the art teacher in Holly, used to ask me, why do you have to make everything so symmetrical? Don't know, I just like symmetry.
Oh,
so
yeah. So it fit your personality?
It fit that part of my personality, yeah. And I just like it. It's a little burst of fun, and that's about it. There's nothing real complicated about it. It's just a nice little burst of fun.
But it seems complicated to make, and so we're going to take a little break here and talk more about what goes into making them, what the cost is, and that sort of thing.
Sure.
So we'll be back. We're back with Rodney Haug in his shop in rural Holly, Minnesota, and we're talking about his kaleidoscopes that he makes as a hobby, but then also as a business.
Yeah, it's a hobby I try to make money on.
Right.
So, spend money on.
So I also heard, and I haven't made it, I apologize, but I've heard that you have some kaleidoscopes at West Acres?
Yeah, West Acres, we kind of approached each other at the same time, and decided that some public scopes would be a good idea up there. So got it done in 8 months, which was a bit rushed for me, but
Really?
there's 3 scopes by the Penny's Fountain that I'm very proud of. So
I bet. And
everybody go
are
see
you
them.
aware of any other malls with kaleidoscopes?
No, as far as I know, West Acres is the only mall in the United States or in the world with a public set of kaleidoscopes.
That's just incredible. You're like
kinda
a
proud of it.
local celebrity of sorts.
I'm
because
Johnny Kaleidoscope,
You're
I guess.
Johnny
for the Apple
Kaleidoscope.
seed.
And so let's take a look at some of these handheld kaleidoscopes
Sure.
that you've talked about.
These are some older ones. This some of the first ones I made. This is a 3-mirrored kaleidoscope. A kaleidoscope is a scope with a lens instead of an object chamber.
Okay, so this has like a,
This would be the lens.
it's rounded. Is that the difference?
Yep.
Okay.
Then there's 3 mirrors on the inside of that. That gives you a different pattern than a 2-mirrored scope.
Okay.
This is a conventional kaleidoscope with a tumbling chamber. That's
Oh, sure.
That's
so
the
you can
original style of
Got you.
kaleidoscope.
And you made both of these?
Yep. Those
Okay.
are early
beautiful.
examples of handheld work.
Okay.
I have some other examples. I didn't make these. These are just examples. This doesn't look like much on the outside, but if you look through there, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but
Oh,
that's
wow.
a 2-mirrored system.
That's
it's a very large.
beautiful. You didn't make this?
Yes, I did.
You did make
Yeah.
this.
This is actually a
amazing.
replacement mirror for the West Acres scopes.
Oh, okay.
But that's a 2-mirrored system. But there's so many different types of mirror systems. I could go on for
It's
about
like
a half hour.
prism. It's more like a prism, that one.
Yeah, the
than
3-mirrored will
colored
give you
glass.
an expanding pattern, whereas a 2-mirrored system will give you more of that flower or star, or snowflake pattern
Sure.
in the middle.
So you've made the handheld ones and you've made some larger ones for West Acres, the park, but have you made any for private individuals?
Yeah,
Or?
I've done a few projects for private collectors that Arizona, New Jersey, places around the country.
Oh, that is so fascinating. Yeah.
I have fun with it.
Yeah. Do you have any projects lined up now?
Yeah,
or-
I've got 2 projects, one for a gallery owner in Arizona and another for a collector in New Jersey. Just kind of odd little projects, but they'll take me a while to get done, and then I'll find my next project.
Wow. So you've been at it for 20 plus years. Do you see yourself at it 20 more years?
Oh yeah,
or-
I'm going to do this till I drop over dead.
Oh, yeah. I hope it's not in this shop or
I
anything.
hope not. But, no, it's something that I can do, I think, until I literally,
Yeah, till you're just
quit.
old, and
But-
I was going to say gray, but that's already happened. So,
yeah.
Well, I think it's such a wonderful gift to the community and to children and adults alike. So, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for the opportunity.